You're a blizzard, Harry. Welcome to Two the Balls and a Mic. Season's Greetings, episode 184, back in the hot studio as it's been hot here in San Diego. San Diego soccer is being represented in the World Cup, at least was. The U.S. women's national team's participation ended by Sweden. Sofia Jakobsson's team remains, moved towards the quarterfinal. Emily Van Egmond as well in the competition as well. We're going to go ahead and break that down along with some poor San Diego Wave play. Challenge Cup has been challenging. We're also going to go ahead and talk about San Diego Loyal losing Thomas Among. We've been saying it, the revenge game. He had it here at home. It is still Thomas's house. 2 goals to his name, beating San Diego Loyal 3-1. We're going to go ahead and get into that. Leo Messi is an absolute cheat code. That's part of the MLS team of Orlando, Inter Miami, Florida, MLS. Talking about it. You're the face of San Diego soccer. You're the face of San Diego MLS, Chiva. You look up San Diego MLS on Facebook, apparently your face comes out. But guess what? Not that cool shirt, because you were covering it with a scarf.
I wasn't cool enough to come out in the video, but
it's episode 1. We'll get to it too. Like, we'll touch on it. You know what? We can do that right now, actually. Like, it's not that big of a deal, right? So, being part of it, being part of the movement, being part of the, being here, you're about it. You've been about it. We've been about it 3 years and running. Season's greetings to everybody here in the chat. But you made it out, again, to Chicano Park. Chicano Park, there was some MLS peoples out there, and essentially you got your picture taken with the MLS scarf.
They interviewed some people from Chicano Futsal that are always out there. The boy Gyasi was always out there, and then they finally dropped their video that they've been promoting.
Because you got interviewed.
I got interviewed. Pero pues no salí en el video. Ahí estoy.
That's you.
San Diego FC. Yeah. And, I was looking forward to my interview. And
shout out Bridge Mercado.
They finally dropped the video today.
Oh yeah, boy?
Yeah.
Did they really?
They did.
Let's watch it, boy. Oh, I can't wait for you. You're my favorite part. By the way, we'll talk about the implications of them going already to Chicano Park and then starting a story with not really putting, I guess San Diego Loyal did it first. I'll just put that out there.
Yeah.
It's been done. Play here. Soccer in San Diego, episode 1.
Bridge Mercado started with a group of friends. We wanted somewhere to play. There was an overpass under a bridge. It was full of weeds and all kinds of stuff, and they cleared it out. Chicano Futsal Committee just saw the need for the community to have somewhere to play for free.
Well, the soccer culture, specifically here in San Diego, is really diverse, as you can see behind us. It's a big mixture of different age groups, different cultures, different backgrounds, and so I think that's...
I haven't seen any highlights of you yet, actually.
A big thing of what makes Bridge Mercado who they are.
I think the reason soccer culture is so important to us is because soccer has been such an important part of all of our lives. True. Me, myself, being a teacher, a coach, and someone who plays.
I think I can speak for everyone that San Diego has been missing that MLS team, and I think this can be...
Speaks for everyone. Missing an MLS team? Okay.
A big opportunity to kind of bring a whole different types of communities together and kind of unite us under one pretty cool team.
People are just like you all around the world. That language of soccer is universal, and so it brings us together.
Chicano culture, I would say, is diverse,
vibrant,
resilient,
chill,
accepting.
I would say welcoming. Yeah.
Hey, the video's ending, Chiva. The video ended. You said you got interviewed?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even see you play. Like, I did not even see you touch the ball once out there.
But I swear I played. My team won like 4 games in a row.
A winning team would probably be on the front page.
Left.
Oh, they left. And then that's when all the pressure's off, so you can, show off against everybody who's tired.
La neta sí me agüité, güey. Chiquito mamón.
All right, so that's something. Some content out of San Diego's MLS team. I know people have been wanting and waiting for updates. There will be another meeting coming up. Details are to be followed. So check everything Two Balls and a Mic out. We should have the inside scoop on when and where that will take place.
A ver, cágales el palo. Chicano Park.
I mean, okay.
They have to.
They have to.
You have
to check the box.
start.
They have to. This isn't me not giving the
Don't overuse it.
business, giving you the business about something that's been done, something that's really cool, and I want to protect and acknowledge the work that Paul and the boys and everybody, going back to the founding of it, Daryl, like everybody who's started this Chicano futsal. It says Bridge Barcata. I noticed that they took it down. This original post, they took it down because they didn't include Chicano futsal. Now they include Chicano futsal. Everything is bougie. They're good. They're excellent. But again, you're starting over here at Chicano Park. I'm not seeing anything new, anything different. Does that mean that I'm not happy that some of our friends, some of our pals are getting to really represent the city in the way that they are correctly? Not at all. I love that. That's great. Like, at least show us that you're being respectful of the soccer culture here. Hopefully they get to deep. It said episode 1. It said episode 1, so you might be in episode 2.
Maybe.
But in any case,
Why?
I hope.
Wasted my time, I guess.
But okay,
Maybe I was just too sweaty.
get out there, right? You have the supporter group in the Chavos.
So what's I mean, it's not your job to give them ideas, but what should
Apparently it
episode
is.
2? What should episode 2 be?
Well, I mean, with you, the rest of the interviews and footage.
Start out with me. Yeah,
'Cause it
absolutely. I agree.
Seems like if we stop it. Check. That should be working. Could you check that to make sure that it's working? We should be back. Thank you for everybody. Well, yes, obviously here say, oh yeah, but like, check on the website. Hello, season's greetings. Thank you for everybody. Let us know. Carl, Sammy, thank you. Alistar 34, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Firme. Ooh,
we're good.
Cool. Sammy says we're good. We're talking about is like, you know what, if you're going to go to Bridge Barcata, if you're going to go to the Hangar, if you're going to go to anywhere you go to, I would suggest also going over to some Sunday league, some Theo league, some pickup games on a Wednesday night that are just, and it's an adult league, right? Like that's where you're going to get some of the good stuff. Go to a Vavi league even. Like Vavi leagues are as bad as the league as it gets. But it's still cool. There's co-eds.
You know what? At the end of the day, also go to AYSO. Why not?
Yeah.
Like, be out there, go at all levels. I mean, there's kids that are not in the highest level, but still like to play soccer, right? And you want to include everyone. So just, I hope with this little series that they have going on, they have a lot of time to be able to do stuff like this.
Yeah.
Really attack it in all aspects, not just the little check marks you want to cover, the demographics you want to target. Like,
Yeah.
just attack everything. Go to North San Diego, go to South San Diego, go to San Isidro, go all the way to Oceanside.
I don't know what North County soccer scene looks like.
I don't
I
either.
have no
I
idea
don't
what's
either.
up there, other than the Oceanside
Oh,
complex.
Yeah,
like,
those all the like 12 fields that
No
they have.
idea.
Like, be out there, go to San Isidro, go Larry Papaki Sunday League. Like, if you're able to do all that, I mean, with the amount of money that supposedly this team should be having, we should be expecting high quality media droppings. We should be
Droppings.
We should be expecting high quality videos.
yeah, like I mean, this is the beginning, but the beginning needs to start somewhere, and I think that
It was good editing, really good editing.
yes, I will make sure that everybody gets their due diligence and praise. I just want to see more of it. I just want to see something. I know, again, we're going to be talking and hopefully giving some news soon as far as where the next supporter meeting is. And there's one more from what I hear from sources. And then the next one after that is going to be the big one where they'll reveal the crest. I know people are asking for, when's the crest? When's this? When's that? So just keep an eye out for that. Everything Two Balls and a Mic. Check it out on sandiego.futbol, which also will have very cool stuff coming up really quickly.
I think Papaki
very soon.
It's still a thing.
Is
if I'm
Papaki
not-
League still a
if
thing?
I'm not mistaken.
That's crazy. But yeah, so that's the update that MLS San Diego has. They've been asking again, Cascaritas donde? So let them know. Like, let them know where people go play. If you go play somewhere, if you go play at a school and jump a fence, like, you know, that's part of it. Like,
dope,
right?
man.
Like, there you don't. There's not a lot of accessibility, and I know a lot of the things that our friends over at Bridgewater Kata are want to do is highlight exactly where those places are. I know they had a post today, some stories about exactly that, and just making sure that you know, we have enough places to go to, that there's enough places for people to go play, enough places for people to enjoy the game, because it's not fair that only a certain amount of people get it, right? Like that Lincoln Acres spot is great, but that's going to take a lot of money. That's going to take a lot of effort to install that. But if you really build it from the ground up, like, you can really just take soccer into consideration, right? Like, here you don't get those hybrid basketball / goal porterias, the goals. It's either one or the other. You don't get either. That's why the National City Lincoln Acres Park is so unique. But again, challenge, like, go for it. Like, reach out to MLS. Like, they don't have a lot of followers. Like, this, it's still in that era where you can sneak in and you know, DM the account. You'll probably get a response, or somebody will see it, right? Just let them know where you're playing and invite them out. I know, you know, that's something that they want to really see, is that the community speaks. And for what it's worth, like, are these colors decided? Have they been decided? Has a name been decided? I don't have any control on that. Fan input on what they want. There's a survey that went out. Sure. It was mostly aimed at, like, season tickets and how you're going to buy, how do you purchase your tickets. I filled it out. You know, I'm not necessarily
You're gonna
looking
get a
into
season ticket?
I'm not necessarily looking into
Dang.
buying.
That's gonna be pricey.
Hopefully
with
we're
Messi in
credentialed.
MLS.
But with that said, like, it's that's the update. People have been asking for updates. MLS San Diego MLS. One rumor that I would love to start actually is the following with Tuca Ferretti, the Cruz Azul legendary Brazilian Liga MX legacy coach. Tuca
Former
Ferretti,
Cruz Azul coach.
former Cruz Azul coach now. You know, getting into some English here.
Sorry, my English is very bad.
My English is very bad. I think I got it. I think I got what he meant with that.
My English is very, very bad. El Tuca. So you're starting the rumor that he's coming to San
Sorry,
Diego FC?
my English is very bad.
I'm gonna make a button on here for you
Very. That's
Whenever
me.
you say something,
Yeah, my English is very bad.
Sorry, my English is very bad. Very. Okay.
Oh,
It's
okay.
possible. The question in Spanish, please.
so I'm going to be running with it. Tuca Ferretti. Let me make sure I have this down.
Imagine Tuca Ferretti being the San Diego FC.
You're hearing it here first on Two Balls and a Mic. Tuca Ferretti, rumored linked to San Diego MLS 2025 as the head coach for this squad. So once again, that is around the rumor mill. Tuca Ferretti joining San Diego, because that's as big as a rumor as Hugo Sanchez ever was, and Faitelson got so much exposure from that. So you heard it here first. Tuca Ferretti.
Just making shit up. Fuck it. I like it.
Why else would he be speaking English?
Tuca-
If not an
Tuca to
MLS
San
move.
Diego.
If not an MLS move, he's not going to go to Europe. MLS move. Where's the possible openings right now? Hey, soon coming up. You make
True.
your
Very
team.
true. Very true. Another news, community, Chavos Backpack Drive is coming up Sunday, August 13th, 12 p.m., Border X Brewing. If you haven't, you can donate materials to the Chavos, or you can also donate to Adrian's Venmo.
Yes, we will have
Chelas con Chavos episode
tomorrow with
so
Adrian. So check that out. We're going to go
more
ahead and
info on
release it. Make sure, again, you donate because it's part of about being about it, right? Welcome the MLS group to show up. Like, this isn't a loyal thing. This isn't a wave thing. This is a Chavos
It's a community thing.
It's a community thing.
It's
You
a
were
kids
just
thing.
there.
It's a kiddos
You
thing,
were
man.
just there for this video that you made. So clearly you're not afraid to step into a couple
Barrio.
of gentrified barrio areas at this point, except, but go for it. Like, show up 8/13/23.
We are going to have Adrian and Chelas con Chavos, who,
Yes.
by the way, also
He's
called
mad
you
at
out
me.
on Twitter.
He's mad at me. I don't know
He
why.
called you
I
out.
think he's mad at me because I
Afu
wasn't
said
there.
it's on site, fool.
Oh, well, he'll be here. Is he gonna be here?
I think it's gonna be on Zoom.
Okay, maybe.
I
So
think
it'll
so.
be
We
on
just gotta
Zoom,
touch base with them.
on site, on Zoom. But again, important
I will
information
call
here.
you out.
8/13 at noon. Starts at noon, Logan Avenue. Donate there. Venmo is right there. Adrian Waste. Make sure you get the spelling right. Cool things happening. I know San Diego Loyal donated stuff. So again, I welcome the MLS to. I know they have a bunch of big checks lying around.
San Diego Loyal did
Like
donate
big
50
checks.
backpacks.
Yeah, those
did
aren't
donate
those aren't
50
cheap.
backpacks.
Chadley backpacks, like that's
Those
a
are
donation.
really cool. Be about it. Thank you, San Diego Loyal, for doing that. Just showing how much they have been about the community. Inviting other teams to do it. I haven't seen Wave donate to him. I haven't seen MLS donate to him. So big shout out to San Diego Loyal on that one.
100%. I guess even now in more, I guess we'll just go down this hole and just kind of keep going this way. I don't want to use the sound effect again. We had rumored, we had it rumored a while back that one certain local product,
Oh yeah,
Me Official,
it wasn't a
going to go.
rumor. It was confirmed to me.
Well, it was confirmed, but again,
Yeah.
nobody's gonna believe it. Long story short, Me Official, local product, local kid, to Chelsea. That's crazy.
That's
That is
sick.
crazy.
That's sick. We
So
did reach out to her, trying to get her on the pod. She did like the message. She did not reply.
we're working on it. We're
Uh,
working on it.
It's gonna be hard now,
Pues
just
ahora sí
because
follow.
it's in
Ahora sí
London.
follow.
That's a
Uh-huh.
big time difference.
Yeah.
She's already out there, joining Tatiana Flores, Marcelo Flores' sister. It's also plays for the Blues. But it's a big jump from Liga MX going to London and playing for Chelsea. She wants to play Champions League. She wants to win Champions League. Good for her. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe now she will get recognized and called up to the U.S. Women's National
Right.
Team. Who
Yes, that's the
may
thing.
need a striker.
Like
They may need to move on from certain players.
Yeah, you never know. This is the little entrance package that they had for with Me Official.
I've been a Chelsea fan since I was like little.
Boo.
Yeah, like
Boo.
Drogba, Hazard. That was my team, so it's just crazy being here, honestly. My first time here in Stamford Bridge, and I just can't describe how I feel. It's so beautiful. It started in a national team. They called me Fish. I kept playing and my success on the field and just getting to know the players. They started calling me Big Fish. Even if they ask me for a photo and say, hey, Big Fish, like, can I get a photo? Family's everything. My siblings, my parents. My mom actually has 3 butterflies on her shoulder that have me and my siblings' names around them. So this is like my family piece because I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be here. I'm blessed to have a family like them. It's amazing, and it's just crazy to see my name on the back of it. I'm very excited to get started with this amazing club and just to get on the ground running.
By the way, that Chelsea kid is amazing. I hope they don't have
That's
a
a good one.
sponsor. But again,
It is
congratulations, Me Official, local product, San Diego native, one of your own, literally one of your own, now playing in the Premier League. I know there's been a lot of discussions around the Discords about like European players, especially on the women's side with the Women's World Cup happening. So a lot to discuss there. But yeah, I mean, what more do you want? Like, that's she's representing you and all of us. She's representing the city. The city of San Diego is being represented in Chelsea. So go follow her. Go follow her story. Like, it's crazy. And again, you were mentioning, right? The U.S. Women's National Team. It looks like it needs to get a pump of
It needs a
energy.
little cleanup.
Something they have some good pillars. And we'll kind of talk about that now, right? So the Women's World Cup with the Women's National Team, current reigning back-to-back defending champions of the world. Biggest expectations. If you've been watching the commercials, like they're just this juggernaut dominant team, this once-in-a-generation team that is just going to come and, rearrange everything that you know about the game and embarrass you. Like, they scored how many against Tahiti? Like, they haven't been playing well. And since I've been paying a little bit more attention to the individuals and the players, right? Like, I saw them lose, was it against England? It was a couple of games. Like, there was a game against England that they were over in Europe and they didn't do so well. And there was a lot of cracks that I'm like, this isn't just a game thing. Like, this seems to be a little bit deeper. Because I did follow when they won the World Cup and those last 2 times, right? Legends, Megan Rapinoe, Morgan, like Horan making their names. But at the end of the day, this is a new era. This is a new generation. World soccer, on just soccer. Don't put a women's soccer, don't put a men's soccer. Soccer across the board is getting up to a level that it's crazy. Like, the baseline for talent nowadays in soccer is so much higher than it's ever been, that if you're not an elite athlete by the time that you're 8, the chances of you becoming a professional soccer player are probably not the best. It's still possible, but yeah.
And someone that says it better than anyone is Marta. When they
Yes.
didn't qualify for the round of 16, she obviously, you're upset. You're a veteran player. You're a legend in the women's game. But just her speech of talking about how, when she started up, there were no icons. And now she's just so happy of the level that the game is at now. Like, I mean, we'll hear from her and there's subtitles. That's nice.
Na Marta, em mim, sabe? Costumo focar no todo,
I'm trying to focus this whole picture on everybody, on the collective.
fazendo,
It's the bigger picture, right?
evoluindo.
And we've been doing everything
Sabe o que é
together.
legal?
It's been evolving. Marta's getting
Quando eu
emotional.
comecei a jogar, eu não tinha
That
ídolo
when I started playing, there wasn't,
feminino.
I didn't have an idol.
Vocês
There
não
was no
mostravam
female
jogo
idol
feminino.
at all.
Como que eu ia ver?
And you guys didn't show
Como que eu ia
any female
entender
games.
que eu poderia
True.
chegar a uma seleção, me tornar
How was I
uma-
supposed to show
uma
everybody who I
referência?
was? How could I arrive at the national team and become a
Hoje a gente
reference?
sai na rua e as pessoas
I arrived at the national team
param,
today. When we
os
go on the
pais
streets,
param
people
e falam,
stop. Like, they
"A
know who
minha
she
filha
is.
te adora,
The parents stop and say, "Oh,
ela
my
quer ser
daughter
igual
loves
você."
you. She wants to be just
e
like
não é
you."
só com a Marta, é com outras atletas
And that's just
também.
not
Então, hoje a gente
Marta.
tem as
It's
nossas
other
próprias
athletes as well.
referências.
Today the references, but that's kind of what she's talking about. And
And it's true.
my girlfriend actually sent me this
Yeah. Oh, really?
in a DM, and that's like rare. Of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Sports that she like. Oh
Yeah.
wow! Like currently,
I think she actually
Um,
posted on her story too, right?
she did.
Yeah.
she did.
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
I replied to him like, I don't know that you know this or not, but like, she's just one of my favorite players.
Mm-hmm.
Not, and again, removing the men's, women's.
No,
just-
she is.
She's
I
one
know
of my
this, I know
favorite
this, yeah.
players,
Mhm.
and the fact that she's retiring is, affecting me almost like Frank
With
Lampard.
her, Buffon.
Like, oh, even more than Buffon.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I really like the way that she's always played the game.
Yeah.
Like she's been so cool to
the
watch.
fact
But it's
that
over.
Her talking about how like now there's other idols.
Yeah.
And we've seen it here in San Diego firsthand, right? With little girls with Naomi Girma posters, Alex Morgan, and I mean Alex
Naomi
Morgan's
Girma is
already
a national
hero.
hero.
So the women's game is at its peak right now. It's the ceiling's only higher. Which again, going back to the United States, they have some cleanup to do. They have to clean house. There's some players that should not be called up anymore. And it's as simple as that, right? Just
Look, and this is again getting in a weird area where it's like, if I cover the games, and that's why we have press passes and media credentials, is to analyze the game that we're there for. Aside from it being fun and everything, like we can go ahead and do this, but you can't have a really open discussion without maybe upsetting some people. And if the upsetting part is when I say that I don't think that a player like Megan Rapinoe should have been on that roster to begin with, is a controversial take that people might hear differently. But from my perspective of 2 years of really watching this league, watching her play live, watching her play away, at home, like just really seeing her, the talent is there, like undeniable. It's class never leaves. It's always there. She's coming back from an injury. She hasn't really put in minutes. Can I tell you, okay, then who are you going to take over Megan Rapinoe right now off the top of my head? No. And that's just me admitting my ignorance in that sense. But other than a locker room player, Megan Rapinoe should not have been on that roster. And if she's a locker room player, there's a reason why she's a locker room. Stay in the locker room. Stay, like, you don't need to, like, that's just not setting it up for success.
I'll put it to you like this, right? As Mexican national team supporters,
Yeah.
we are tired of seeing every World Cup the same narrative. Oh, we need veteran players. We need 34, 35, 33-year-olds in the roster. That's not the case. You need young players. You need players at their peak. You don't need this Guilla Francos. You don't need Cuauhtemoc Blanco. You don't need Bofo Bautista players. That's essentially what Rapinoe is.
Yeah.
She's literally just a veteran player, and you're taking her for the experience. But there's no reason why she shouldn't see any minutes.
Or taking an
she's
important
not at
penalty.
that. She's
like,
not at the talent anymore. She's
it's
not that talent.
It's not like, you hate the comparisons of different sports. There was this Gibson, a Dodger player, that
This upset a lot of people, actually.
yeah, well, her
Yeah.
actual missing, but like, it's not like where you put a pinch hitter in. You know what a pinch hitter is, right? Like
Yes.
somebody's gonna an important boom pinch hitter, and they're gonna rock this ball, whatever, and but it's in penalties, it's different. Like you have to get a feel for the game. You have to get a feel for the tournament. She played, and I wasn't really happy with what I saw in those matches, but
No, she
it's
wasn't
not to
good at
say
all
that
this
there
World Cup.
isn't, like,
Morgan
Sophia
also had a
Smith.
terrible World
So
Cup.
Morgan missed a penalty. She doesn't miss twice in a penalty. Penalix returns, but there was more to be desired. There was a lot of plays where she would create, but then there's nobody on the other end to finish those plays, and we see that a lot in San Diego Wave Live. But again, you have Sophia Smith, you have Rodman, Trinity Rodman, revelations, right? But what I think is happening is, again, talking about world sports, is that the sport of soccer is a fundamental sport where if you break it down molecularly and you play as a team, you're almost invincible. I don't care who you are. I don't care what the competition is. If you have a system that works and you move the ball and keep the ball away from somebody else, or whatever your tactic is, if you play as a team, you have greater success rate.
Yep.
There's a lot of stars in the U.S. women's national team. They're not molding. There's a lot of good foundation there, but other teams, I mean, honestly, I watched that Vietnam game. That was a good Vietnam team. They played like a team. Does the scoreline reflect what it should have? Yes, if not a little bit more goals from the U.S. But then they're facing other teams where the level of competition is different. You face the Dutch, who's a really good team altogether, top, bottom, really good players. Sweden, really good team, really good players. The scheme is there, the team tactics are there, and that's something that the U.S. really didn't have. They really didn't have an identity. It was like a hodgepodge of go, like just it's gonna work out. It's
It
gonna
felt
work
like
out.
there was a lot of egos in that team. It felt like the veteran players. it didn't feel like they wanted it anymore. That's what it seemed like to me. It seemed like, you know what? I already won a couple of these. Why would I want another one? When she smiles and she laughs after missing this last penalty, I'm one of the persons that takes it, why are you laughing? You're an elite athlete. This is literally your last kick with this team, and you're laughing and smiling about it. Every other player that missed the penalty, you see in their face, they're like,
It's soul crushing.
and if that's your way of like
coping.
coping with it and doing it, cool. Try to find a different way. 'Cause at the end of the day, it just seems very arrogant. And you know, and she does say in her post game, right? It's like kind of like a sick joke, right? It's
Yeah, so she, you know, she reveals why she laughed and whatnot. Continue? No, I don't want to continue. But yeah, she was saying like it was like a sick joke, right? Like it was and like I completely understand that. Like I would laugh. I like what am I supposed to do? Like where's the camera? Like it's a joke, isn't like, and if it's not like smile through, like I understand
you know what?
that.
This
and
is
I've
what they
been
get,
there.
though.
I've not there. Like I've not saying I've been anywhere near the level of pressure of a World Cup knockout round
you mean
stage
shooting a penalty against me wasn't that pressure?
No, no, absolutely not. I was hurt that day. But in any case, I feel
No.
like yeah,
They deserve this. They don't deserve to advance.
100%.
You tie against Portugal, advancing a second place as a team that were the favorites in that group. You don't celebrate. You don't dance. You don't parade it. You don't smile after that game. You're shitting bricks. You're pissed. You're like, damn, we advanced a second place. Now we have to face Sweden.
Yeah. And I mean,
Alex Morgan and Rapinoe were literally dancing and celebrating that they advanced a second place. No, that's not a thing. You don't do that.
and it was a good penalty shootout, right? Like there was 2 times obviously where the U.S. is like ahead. You know, they stop back-to-back penalties. Back-to-back penalties are missed, and you almost think. And again, it's not all on Rapinoe. Again, people forget like what happens in games and culminating moments, right? It wasn't Keenan McCardell or whoever the fuck who dropped the ball against the Patriots and didn't get down. There was still 11 minutes. Like, they still lost the game. The U.S. collectively lost this game. They got knocked out of the tournament. The images of Alex Morgan in tears are heartbreaking. But it's a World Cup. Like, that's a World Cup. And where does this, in the scheme of, like, they should have done better. With this talent they had, they should have gone further. They should be playing against probably the best team in the tournament, one of the best teams in the tournament in Japan. That should be happening. And then it should be the U.S. versus the, Holland, Netherlands again, and the semi. Like, this team should have been there. But, I mean, other teams are sharper.
Soccer has its own story sometimes. And you know what? Props to Sweden. I mean, you have Sofia Jakobsson there. As a San Diego fan of the city, you have a player in that team, and Wave, you're happy for her too.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. Emily Van Egmond, right? She's playing really well. She's playing really well, and that's going to be a big hole for San Diego Wave. I don't care if Morgan comes back. I don't care if Naomi Girma comes back. They've been playing with those players in there, and they still haven't had astonishing, breathtaking performances, right? Heartbreaking what ends up happening in the last shot of the match. It's a goalkeeper's nightmare. You stop the penalty, and then on the rebound, like, it's the ball still live, so if it rolls back in or just crosses the line, it's a goal. Goal line technology exists. It's exact. You can't, if the referee says it's a goal, it's a goal. Like, you can't argue it anymore. Like, but man, like, it is absolutely heartbreaking just how close she was to stopping this.
Yeah.
It was a really good stop. And not only that, she gets back up and paws it out inches away from the ball not crossing.
But
Like, you have to be kidding. And this is what technology that I'm okay with. Like, you're waiting for it. This isn't VAR. This is goal line technology. Your wrist should have vibrated. I don't know what technology is happening here. or not happening. But ultimately, the U.S. gets knocked out.
Damn.
Sweden advances.
Imagine being the player. You're like, you get told first. No, yeah, it went in. You won. Beep, beep. Everyone said, look at the shock. The
She
shot
did
in
everything she could
Team
to
space
stop that
plus-
penalty. Like, my heart. Like that. That is absolutely. It's the worst. It has to be the worst. And you know what? It is what it is. It's been a great World Cup. It's been a great couple games that have happened. Some great play. Pero mira, güey. Mira. Mira.
That's a goal.
Mira
Es goal,
nomás.
güey. Es goal.
I zoomed it in on the 4K version, and you can see the line,
the
but
blue.
like, it's that close, that close. But you know what? Sometimes when you risk it, it's down to the line, down to the wire. Should have taken care of business in the group stages, maybe. Should have taken care of business, leading up to it. Some of the substitutions, some of the play. Is it on El V man, el coach? There's 4 years now to go. For right now, Alex Morgan will be coming home, playing here at Snapdragon, San Diego Wave, joining her teammates who will miss her, have missed her. I don't know how, that's going to be my question to Casey Stoney. Hey, Casey, how are you going to integrate the players or start integrating the players that are returning from the World Cup into the main squad? And
Someone's going to take it now. We know who you are if you take it. 619 Soccer saying, I want to see Caicedo / Colombia at one, but no la hago. Yeah, Caicedo, amazing story. 18-year-old cancer survivor, returns to play, signs for Real Madrid, has 10 appearances with them now. 18 years old, has been an iconic player this World Cup, especially for Colombia as well. There's talent. Every country has some talented player that's just on their way up, and it's amazing to see. Some of the times are crazy. U.S. was at 2 a.m., Colombia's at 1, France, Morocco at 4 a.m. That's more of a go to sleep now and wake up to watch it. But yeah, quarterfinals are pretty much set.
Yeah.
It's going to be Spain against Netherlands, Japan versus Sweden, who's going to be a pretty really good game. Spain, Netherlands also going to be a good one. Australia.
and the winner of Morocco versus France.
There you go. Cool.
So Morocco versus Morocco, a great story. They found out they were huddled around a phone, and then they realized they're qualified for the first time. That's really cool to see both men and women Morocco teams just have an unlikely turn of events. They make it to the first set of
How
knockout
about
rounds.
Jamaica as well? Jamaica did a GoFundMe.
Jamaica,
to get to
you
the
know
World
who
Cup.
the godmother of that Jamaican team is? Bob Marley's daughter.
That's sick.
It's the coolest thing.
sick.
Like there's some really cool storylines. Powerhouse England struggling against Nigeria all the way to the end, beating them in penalties 4-2. And as you're saying, Colombia, Jamaica, that's going to be a cool little.
Yeah. It was also the first time that 3 African teams advanced to the round of 16 in the Women's World Cup.
Yeah.
2 of them got knocked out already. We'll see if Morocco's able to beat France to at least have one representation of Africa in the quarterfinals. But this Women's World Cup is just making history. I mean, at this point, you have to have a team to root for. It's not USA anymore. Who are you rooting for now in this quarterfinals? Obviously, you still have Colombia, Jamaica, France, and Morocco. But at this point, you're like, Japan is cool.
Japan is cool. Spain got whooped, so that by Japan. But I really like some of the players on Spain. I like their style. It's literally just Netherlands is a complete team. That's total football. Like what Johan Cruyff taught, total football. Like they execute it incredibly well. If you don't know what total football is, look it up.
I mean, at this point,
fascinating.
honestly, I'm rooting for Colombia. I mean, it's the other Latin team
why
out
not?
there.
But like you got the buzzsaw of England. England, they won the Euros. If
Jamaica advanced, that's CONCACAF.
cool.
Come
I'm
on.
cool with that. I'm cool with that.
One of those two.
It'd be cool if the women's team brings it home, because they're gonna
Wow.
England.
Yeah.
England, listen here. England would show the world what a celebration of winning a World Cup is. The U.S. has won it twice, and they have no idea what to do. they should have been on a cross country tour with people pouring on the sides to get a glimpse of the trophy. America's too big, but even then, I think that's why I want England to win, because everybody would celebrate them. Emily Van Egmond playing for Australia, I kind of dig that. Sofia Jakobsen, all right, like, but again, I'm being selfish, and I want Jakobsen and Van Egmond to
go
come
back
back.
already to
Yeah,
work.
just come back. Like, let Japan fight against the Netherlands, and then have Japan beat the Netherlands because it's something cool, and then Australia will lose to France. France will then face England in the semifinals. These are my predictions on the fly. England will beat France. Japan goes into the final. So Japan versus England final is what I'm saying.
Japan versus. All right, I'll do Morocco stunts France. It'll be Colombia advancing. So then the semifinal will
Oh, you
have.
start at the bottom. Okay.
So the semifinal, we're gonna have Australia versus Morocco. Australia's going to advance to the semifinals. We'll have England against Colombia. England wins it.
Yeah.
England wins, so that'll be the other semifinalist. Up top, we're gonna have. I need that screen to see, Tony. I need that bracket to see. On top, go back. Oh, top. Arriba, way. Spain is going to beat the Netherlands. Japan beats Sweden, so we have Spain, Japan. Japan beats Spain again in that rematch. Japan goes to the final against England, and we have a Japan-England.
Isn't that what I said too?
Yeah, but in a different way. No, I'm just kidding. England doesn't get there.
No,
England
now you're just
loses.
changing it. No, England. I
Emily
like that.
Van Egmond gets to the World Cup final
England, that'd be cool.
against
Wave
Japan,
would-
but then
Wave
loses
would,
to Japan. Japan wins it.
And that's my other question to Casey Stoney. Hey, Casey Stoney. And again, like we can touch it a little bit after we talk to Alan, talk about
Yeah, who just joined right now.
whatever happened at Torero Stadium. We're gonna talk about that. Thomas Among,
Ooh, that'll be
king
fun.
of Torero Stadium.
We'll touch on San Diego Wave after 2 balls underwood. We're not
But yeah,
going away from it because we still gotta critique our local women's team.
and then like that's again a question
playing
that I would
poorly.
ask Casey too is a little bit of, hey, do you like the people who got the experience? Is there anybody worth getting actual play time now with the starters coming back? Like, Yanez will never sniff
No,
that field
nope.
again.
She shouldn't. She shouldn't right now. But we'll talk
justice
more
for
on that
Lauren
after
Brisky.
2 balls underwood.
Lauren Brisky.
Absolutely.
Justicia for Lauren Brisky. All right, so we're going to go ahead and shift a little bit right now over to
2 balls underwood. Jammy Ja.
I didn't like that.
Huh?
I didn't like that at all.
You didn't like that? Oh.
No. That should never happen again from you, please. With that said, we are going to welcome the great, the powerful. Where is he? Where is he?
I got a Gmail that he joined.
Tell him to join again.
Oh, let me text him.
I don't like the way he does that. Australia says Mr. Naku. Mr. Naku, again, shout out Bridge Barcata. Shout out Chicano Futsal.
Shout out to Paul.
Great stuff. Follow them on Instagram. Follow them on everything. He has like 12 Instagram accounts.
Yes, he does.
Hey, you want to manage another one, Paul? Let me know. Is he joining?
He said he's in 2 balls underwood. Yeah. Did you open 2 balls underwood?
Japan, the only former champion left. Yeah, that's 2 balls underwood.
Oh,
sir.
there he is.
There he is. Look at him. We were losing him.
2 balls underwood.
You know why? Because it wasn't 45. I'm on the dot, homie.
On
the dot.
Alan Underwood, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I would be doing better if Loyal would have beat Orange County. But you're an Orange County fan, so you're probably happy on the down low.
Ouch.
Calling
That
you out.
hurts.
I'm just kidding.
It's just some of the people here in the remnants of World Cup talk. Did you watch any of the World Cup? Buttercup?
I watched in the earlier rounds, but when it got to like 2 in the morning, around like days where I had to like be functional at work, it was more difficult to watch the games live I think the last game I watched live was USA versus Portugal, and I watched the first half and was like, I'm not staying up to watch the second half. They're playing pretty poor. And Portugal was playing decently well. And so I figured it was going to be something heartbreaking, and I didn't want to watch it live at 2 a.m. and like cry myself to sleep. So
Yeah, no, I was primed. I was considering going and watching it with the AO at O'Brien's. Good thing I didn't, because I don't know how I would have made it home, just sleep deprived. But yes, I don't mean to slander again the name of Megan Rapinoe and all her accomplishments up to date. I know that's kind of a topic of discussion here. Did she care? You know, she's crying into her 2 World Cups and her 2 gold medals. Don't forget the Golden Boot, as Alicia says. Like, yeah, 100%, definitely. Maybe not for my liking in this tournament. Wasn't played how I would have played
because you
Megan Rapinoe. But again, I what do I know about soccer, right? Like,
yeah, what do you
what
know?
do I know?
What do you know? You only played Según tú, semi-professional.
Yeah, that works.
I mean, I think, you know, US was dealing with what some of the other teams were dealing with, and that the person who was supposed to be leading your scoring line went down injured, and Alex Morgan hasn't been playing that 9, right? Like, she's been playing more of kind of a off the wing kind of role. Hasn't been the striker in a little bit, and then she's forced to play in an old role that she's hasn't been playing in. So, and I know that's not an excuse, because lots of other places deal with injuries, and you know, Sweden was very vocal after the match, like they'll be back, they're fine.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
You know, these things happen. You know, the writing's on the wall, though. Like, you watch them during the Olympics, you see some of the U17 or U21 women's teams not being as successful as they've been in the past. And I think both men's teams, Mexico and United States, feel somewhat similar in that the writing's on the wall that something needs to change. And they had to rely too much on some of the older players, and the younger players are going to come along. And I think, you know, the future is bright for the CONCACAF teams. The women's national team for Mexico, I believe, won the
In las Olimpiadas. Yeah, they won gold.
yeah.
So, yeah, like, the talent is there. The sport is still growing. Like, I mean, the fact that, you know, some of these teams are coming together, and again, so he speaks to the fundamentals and how the games are being played, is that team play is being rewarded. And I think that's what I've always liked about watching the game through that lens, is it's a very pure, very technical sport. And that's what I like about the game too in the World Cup, is that most of the cool shit that people attempt in a game, half the time in a dude sport, like, it doesn't work. Shit works here. Like, when they do crazy skills, like, oh my God, like, it works. And it's spectacular when it happens. So I've been really enjoying the World Cup. It's a World Cup, and that's how it should be. You know, it's the World Cup. We're going to start calling the Men's World Cup 2026, Men's World Cup. You know what? From today on, I'm going to refer to it as that.
As we should, yeah. The Men's World Cup. In men's soccer here in San Diego Loyal had their Pride Night on Saturday. You weren't there. Alan and I were both there with our new vest. They changed his number of the vest from 11 to 9.
Damn.
Conway did score, but San Diego Loyal lost 3-1 against Orange County. Thomas Among, revenge game.
What are you talking about? I watched the first 15 minutes of the game, and Loyal was dominating, and I just stopped watching. They won 1-0 in my mind.
Oh, yeah. The first 15 minutes were amazing for San Diego Loyal. High pressing. We get this Hoya from Evan Conway. But before we do that, lineup from last week, it was repeated. It was the same exact lineup. No changes. That same 3 back line with Camden Riley, Stoneman, and Carlos Guzman. Perez Bodley on the wing back positions. Charlie Adams, Colin Martin, Joe Corona at the center mid. Moshe Ban, and Evan Conway up on top. Moshe Ban just getting kind of like that free role position that we know he knows how to play excellently. Thomas Amang was in the starting lineup for Orange County. Last time San Diego played OC, he was injured, couldn't play. It was his game back at Torreo in a different uniform, and he sure kind of a lot of booing for him during the game. But yeah, Pride Kids, phenomenal. What were you guys' thoughts?
I like it. I like the
really
jersey.
like it, yeah.
I like it as a jersey. You said you're gonna buy it.
I want to buy it. I just don't have $100 to spare right now for the jersey.
I mean, it's a limited supply. Like, let's I don't want to give the
400.
but
can't?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I do. I do like the harkening back to the original Charlie kit, home kit
Yes.
with the the topographical map of San Diego. I do appreciate that black is usually associated with something about speaking up and speaking out. Harkening again back to the Black Lives Matter kit from the first season.
first season, yeah.
And so I appreciate the thoughtfulness of this kit, and I thought the kit release video was really, really well done. It was unique. It wasn't like hyping the stuff up. It was about telling people's stories and why people's stories exist in this kit. And one of my favorite comments was from the supporter who said it wasn't like rainbow, gay all in your face or something like that. I thought that quote was pretty good. But I thought they brought in a lot of different unique voices from the community, and it really spoke to the importance of why this kit's being worn, but also it was just a unique way of bringing the community together around the symbolism of the kit, and it looks good too.
Yeah, it looks cool. It has the San Diego Pride logo right on the back of the shirt. Also has in rainbow colors the Tequila Corlejo, which is a nice touch. The crest is kind of like has like a little pattern to it, which is cool. I mean, it's just a nice clean kit. Charlie really outdid themselves with this one.
Yeah, it tells a story. Like I was just saying, like the video tells a story, tells us the release tells a story, the kit itself tells a story about the city. So well done in that area. And so interestingly enough, that they end up facing Orange County in that match, especially with what happened. Sorry to bring out a sour topic, but
They are going to be
let's
wearing,
not forget
they are
that
gonna be
was
wearing this
a
kit.
point of, if you don't know, player was released for incidents on the field that have to do with off-field stuff. If you want, you can look into it or not. Don't pay any attention to it. But better place now. The squad that wore that jersey right here: Coque Vegas, Stoneman, Riley Body, Guzman. Guzman, what are your guys' thoughts on Guzman, really quick?
We were talking about it on the game, Alan and I, and we like him. He has experience. He's very smart with the ball. I think he's not as big as Kyle Adams, obviously, but I do think he makes good decisions. But, I mean, you can tell he's 31, so he's on the older side already. He's not one of the young guys with a lot of pace in the back line or anything like that. But, Alan, I don't know if you want to share with your thoughts on Guzman.
Yeah, I think you're giving up some offensive ability. Like Kyle Adams was really good on set pieces, and I'm not sure we're going to see Guzman in that role. Although I could be surprised and great if we can get some center back scoring again. That'd be fantastic. Primarily Camden Riley. I'd love to see him score. I think
He almost got one.
He needs to score, Cam. Like,
Funny enough, Alan and I were walking already towards the parking lot. He was running up. He's like, "We still got to see your celebration." He's like, "Oh, it's gonna blow the roof off this place."
that's such a Cam thing to say.
Yeah.
Like, he just knows it's gonna be like, oh no, it's gonna blow everybody away.
But I think we've seen him play really well stepping into a team that has some complex tactical arrangements. We saw him recover pretty well. He doesn't have like blazing speed, but I do think he has good recovery and good defensive angles.
Yeah.
I think a little bit unfortunate, probably not his fault on the first goal, but I think he did his best. Maybe could have done a little bit better, but I've been really impressed with the way he's been able to step in, and we're not losing a lot from Kyle Adams, and then Matiti on the other end. It seems as if we're it's an improvement. And Kyle Adams is doing his thing in Lou City, and they like him there. And the few people I spoke to were excited about what he was able to do, and he gets an opportunity there. And lots of teams wanted him, and Lou City got him. And I think that speaks to the player Kyle Adams is. He just was kind of maybe not the perfect fit for San Diego, and maybe Guzman is a little bit better, more defensive minded, and with the way we like to play. So yeah, I think he's a good addition.
Yeah, so I mean, we have the play. Like Alan already mentioned, the first 15 minutes were the best San Diego Loyal looked at all the whole game. You have this play. If you want to go back a little bit more on the goal, Tony, you see the style now with Loyal is Coque Vegas essentially is part of that back line. And that's just, you can play like that when he's good with his feet. And we've talked about it. That's one of his strong points. My concern is, are you going to keep this style when you have to start Durant Free, who's not as good with his feet as Coque is? Because that's Coque. That's going to be a problem, right? When you have to start Free due to a red card, an injury, anything like that, or you just happen to give him minutes, you might not be able to use that same style. But he gets this ball. Adrian Pettis jumps, gets the header through ball. Evan Conway just world class. This is world class. Nice back heel cut. Curls it with his left. 7 minutes into the game, 8 minutes. It's looking really good for San Diego Loyal.
Yeah, they were pressing high. They were turning Orange County over. They were really putting them under a lot of pressure, and a good individual play here to create space. I'm not sure where their other center back was going. Maybe trying to cut down a pass, but it's like he cuts back and the guy just keeps running to his left, which opens up even more of the space to make this a really nice strike. And
I think he's taking a look at is it Toomey who's coming in?
Yeah.
So you see Toomey coming over here. You think he's gonna have that wide open shot? Yeah, it's great goal.
Yeah, I think there's probably a better angle that defender could have taken to try and close down the angle to take away the pass and try to put him off the shot, but he just backs up and lets Conway just rip this shot in, and it was a really nice touch and a really nice goal. And it's nice to see him do that after, maybe him not being as successful with Dortmund, getting a couple looks, and then just kind of, not really on the score sheet as much as he would like. But, he pointed out in the press game conference that he's at 9 goals, which is what he was at last year. And we still have quite a bit of games to go. Mm-hmm. So he's looking to increase that goal total.
And I think that the reason that defender kind of backs up a little bit is, your guy is already on Conway. There's no need for you to be able to also step up to him, but Conway just destroys the other guy with that back heel cut and just curls it with his left foot, first touch. Again, that's just an instinct goal for a striker. And I have been liking Conway a lot at the 9 position, where he should be playing, where he excels. In the second half, you eventually have to sub him and put him on the wingback position because Adrian Pettis comes out with an injury, which surprised everyone, really.
Yeah.
They get lucky here in the 30th minute with a shot off the crossbar. Wow, that was super close. And other than that, in the first half, it kind of died down, really, where Loyal weren't pressing anymore. I don't know if they got gassed or anything, or just Orange County found their game. This was the other best look that Loyal had, which was Adrian Pettis' shot. But again, Adrian Pettis has just been one of the best players this season so far for San Diego Loyal.
Yeah, you can really tell that position is really key to stretching out the defense, because when he goes down, it's a much different look from San Diego, and Orange County isn't filling. Conway's good, but he's not Adrian Perez on the wing good. He's I don't think that's his strength. I don't think that's his his preferred position, and it really showed kind of a weakness in San Diego when they don't have that ability to stretch the ball in the wings. that the defenders can cheat a little bit closer to the inside. And there was tons of problems in the box, and I think Nate Miller, spoke about it in the press conference, that the second half of the first half felt very much like the second half of Colorado Springs, where they just weren't getting the ball, and then when they got the ball, they weren't doing a ton with it. And I think, pretty fortunate to go in at half at 1-0, but I think at that point, a lot of people are like, all right, we're gonna get some corrections, we're gonna figure some stuff out, and we have a 1-0 lead. Like, everything's fine.
That all kind of goes to shit. With Among, I mean, let's talk about Among real quick, right? He does get a brace in this game. There were a couple fouls. Stoneman got him once. I think Colin Martin also got him once. And it's just, people were booing Among.
It got spicy, right? Because, take it back to the discussion before the season, right? We broke the news that Damas may be signing, according to the website. But the big discussion was like, well, what happened to Thomas Among? Like, this Damas is supposed to be the replacement for this. And that's one part of the argument where, are we happy at this point? Like, would you prefer to have kept Thomas Among and not have Ronaldo Damas at all? Or are you okay with Ronaldo Damas in your team as he has played in the role that I don't think he's fit and found just exactly what he does and where he fits. He's finding it. He's scoring. He's a goal scorer. He has the nose for it. But Alan, where do you stand on that at this moment after this performance from Among?
I'm all right with what they did. I think they had to make a decision for on the field and off the field reasons. As much as I would like to say that Monday or Saturday night was terrible and everyone should feel bad about it, and they probably do, but Thomas Among, we see this from him, and we get last year we got 1, maybe 2 games of this kind of Thomas Among, and the rest maybe not as consistent. Like, I've never seen a game where Ronaldo Damas doesn't give 100%, right? Like, yeah, maybe he doesn't score braces and he's not like the target guy that Thomas Among is, but they're 2 different players, right? And I think we've gotten a fair amount. Like, Thomas Among has scored 4 goals this season. We saw 2 of them on Saturday night. I think before Saturday night, everyone would I would take Ronaldo over Among every day of the week. Among had a really nice game, and we saw him have these games before. Again, nice recovery by Guzman. Leaves the guy open, and it's a goal. And Jack Metcalf at that point goes, that was always going to happen, wasn't it?
Jack Metcalf,
nice
who, we can say we've talked to him in personally. He represents Thomas Among. He was the one former number 4 of San Diego Loyal.
Well, there's a reason he was at this Loyal game.
Yeah, like it's there's a storyline that goes with this, right? Like, it was, and that just sums it up perfectly. And wish I would have been there to say hi to the guy in this game. It must have been cool to see somebody in his space like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Jack looked great. He just had a kid. Him and his wife, actually should say his wife just had a kid.
Yeah, she did most of the job.
I know he's doing well. So it was nice to see him out. As he said, it was his first weekend without a kid because his wife took the kid up to Orange County. So it was nice to see him out there again. Because he does have a unique perspective on the team and things that have worked and things that haven't. And that's a pretty nice shot. Pretty nice run by Alaski. Good defending by Guzman. Maybe Stoney's looking for that cross back.
Yeah.
And
Koke is a little bit,
I guess, the other side of that first goal for Loyal, right? Is he tried to take away the cross back and left Among open, and maybe that's what Conway would have done if the defender closed. So it's a really nice goal for Orange County, very similar to San Diego's goal. And I think this was always going to be the way Orange County was going to try and break down San Diego. We've seen this from Colorado Springs. It's this ball over the top with trying to beat him with speed because you think you can beat our center backs with speed. And Colorado got really close. Orange County maybe just a little bit better, and they've been super hot lately. They've won, I think, 7 out of 8, and so Loyal played not a great game, and Orange County played exactly the game that they wanted to play. And so now's the time for Nate Miller to make some corrections and some tweaks. And if track record is any indication, I think he's going to figure it out, and we're going to be okay.
Yeah, Orange County, Loyal. I mean, if you've been paying attention to the history of these two teams, they're always a hard-fought game, right? Like these two teams, in a good way, they dislike each other, like for various reasons, right? Like you have OC who went on that run that I also think should have been San Diego Loyals had they, got it together and Corey Herzog didn't fall off the face of the earth. Where they should have been in OC's position to win a tournament or two by now. OC has that. Now we have their guy Ronaldo that did that. These two teams always kind of scrap it out. They're good games, but I would have been content with a 1-1. I would have been content with a win. I would have been happy with either of those two, but what was the breakdown for being there? Like, what happened? I heard some local, some chitter chatter that Loyal lost on and off the field. I don't know. Well, that's more of a Chelas con Chavos discussion tomorrow, but
No, I mean,
Yeah.
To be completely honest, the refereeing was also very bad. It was very poor refereeing, taking out yellow cards where he shouldn't have, not taking yellow cards. I think there was a tackle on Joe Corona that maybe could have been a red. The player went cleats up. I think San Diego Loyal didn't get awarded a penalty towards the end, a foul on Damus. And Alan and I just looked back at it, and we saw that he just kind of got ran over from the back. And, 9 out of 10 times outside the box, refs are going to call those.
yeah, I just saw a foul on Guzman here. Doesn't get called. Yeah, right there.
Exactly.
Like,
Also
yeah.
with that goal, that was the second one for Amang. But, yeah, the refereeing wasn't the best. I mean, it's always the same excuse, right? The referee lost you the game, but at the same time, San Diego Loyal didn't take advantage of a lot of the chances they had. I do think having to put Conway on the wingback position kind of limited them to a lot of things. But Alan, I mean, you can agree, right? Refereeing, not the best that we've seen.
Yeah, I was pretty upset after the match, and then you take some time and you take a deep breath, and I think that there were also times where Loyal were really wasteful in the final third. They didn't look as composed as they normally do. We saw guys just like bombing into the box. Collier a couple times were going for those home run passes that lead to this goal, which is also a really nice goal. Like Koke is not going to be able to stop that. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
that's top corner on a one-on-one. Like that's, and I think maybe a 3-1 scoreline is maybe flattering to Orange County. But I do think that if San Diego is a little bit more careful with the ball, a little bit more thoughtful around the box, I think maybe they lost patience and just tried to force things through and just run at like 4 guys as opposed to passing to the open guy, not going down when they got fouled. I know some fans don't like when players fall down when they get tripped, but sometimes it's worth it to fight through it. Like when Conway scored his goal. But there's other times where you take the foul and you try to get a free kick. I think guys were trying to do too much on their own. To bring it back to the women's national team, it felt like several guys, it felt like 2 or 3 guys were working together, but 2 or 3 more were kind of running their own game plan. And maybe some of that was due to the injury. But it wasn't quite the same, methodical, patient buildup, creating space, getting overlaps, crossing in. It was guys just kind of running at the goal and hoping that something would happen. And maybe that's why the referee didn't give the penalty to Damas there at the end, is he felt like maybe they wasn't really in control. although the guy goes through the back and makes no attempt to play the ball, that's a foul anywhere else on the pitch.
Aquí en China,
But,
some fouls, yeah.
the referees probably also not wanting to bail Damas out and was like, hey, I'm not going to give you a point here on something that may or may not have been a PK. I think if you're Orange County fan, you're like, no, not enough contact. I think if you're a San Diego fan, you're screaming bloody murder. And sometimes you get those calls and sometimes you don't. And unfortunately, San Diego didn't play well enough to overcome those issues, and Orange County did. And that's why they walked away with 3 points.
Post-match comments from Nate Miller.
I just don't think we played overall a good game, to be honest. We made a lot of mistakes, and I think in transitions, we didn't control the transitions well. And our positioning when we had the ball high was poor. And so we need to fix those mistakes. But overall, and we also just, especially in the second half, we were like frantic in the attacking box rather than calm. We had a lot of numbers in there. Obviously, it'd be nice to get one of those penalties to be sure, but we just weren't at our standard tonight for sure. Yeah, I just don't think
he's recognizing that they did not have a good performance, right? And you appreciate that. I think that you're at a point in the season where you are bound to have those bad games. Let's not forget, San Diego Loyal are in a good run. They are coming in hot as well. It's just a bad performance.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look bad.
I'd rather have them
It's not
get a
the
couple
end
losses,
of the world.
Before close to playoff time. The only thing is with that 3-1, you kind of lose that tiebreaker. Alan, you were explaining that to me. When it was 2-1, it was kind of coming down to different things, right?
Yeah, at 2-1, we're like, it's going to have to come down to how many points you have won against Western Conference Division opponents, which is kind of a wild tiebreak. But with that third goal, Orange County now owns the tiebreak in head-to-head goal differential. They scored 4, and San Diego scored 3. But, I mean, San Diego still has home playoff match in their control, right? They have 2 games in hand against Oakland and Orange County. If they beat Loudoun on Wednesday,
which they should,
you're at 36 points. You're back into a home playoff space. And if you can beat Memphis on Saturday, you're looking at 39 points, right? And you're right in the mix with that San Antonio Sacramento group. So you still have control. Like, yes, this would have been great. It's kind of a little bit of a rivalry game now, but Orange County's won 4 of the last 5, and I believe they won 3 games prior to that loss, and so they're super hot right now. They're playing really well. They're just rediscovering their form in a way that's kind of impressive for them, right? You have that loss against Toros, but they've been winning. Now that they do have a little bit tougher schedule coming up. You have the first and second place teams, I believe, in the East. Then you have Sacramento. Like that's a really
rough.
tough. That's a tough, and San Diego went through that kind of similar situation. And if Orange County drop points, then you're making up points on them, and you're gonna be all right. It's just you got to fix these problems, and a team like Loudoun, who is up and down. I think last year we saw them on the road, and or maybe it was Baby Bulls. Baby Bulls loaned some people down, but Loudoun isn't that. Right? Loudoun isn't a 2-team anymore, so they're not going to get a bunch of DC United loanees. But Loudoun has been struggling. 6 wins on the season. They have a negative 16 goal differential.
Yikes.
They've lost 3 of the last 5, including again. They got a draw against Detroit City, who's down there at the bottom. They lost to Orange County, lost to Miami, drew Memphis. Memphis is on kind of a tough run. They beat Indy 11, but before that, 2 losses, 2 draws. So maybe catching them at kind of the right time. And so there's reasons to be positive. Yes, Saturday night sucked. It was terrible. It was tough to watch. You wanted Pride Night to be, happy and spectacular. And Colin Martin to score the winning goal, in stoppage time to everyone would carry him on his shoulders off the pitch, right? But it didn't happen. And so you just got to turn the page. And I think as fans, we have to do that from time to time where your team just has a blip in the radar, right? Like these things happen over the course of a 60 million game season that USL has, and, be upset about it. But you have a really entertaining team. You have guys that you can really root for because they're great human beings. They want to win. And so now we just need to turn the page and get 3 points on Wednesday.
I like what Jeff was saying. Like, you just need, if we're calculating it this way, and that's kind of how you've been seeing it this whole season, is just if we can get this many points or stay in this position, we should be fine. Like, we really shouldn't have anything to worry about. I mean, you qualify for playoffs, right? This team, I don't think it's the need to have, which is weird, part of the history of San Diego Loyal, the need to have a home game because you didn't get a home game after Las Vegas Lights and then the pandemic. Like, if you make the playoffs and you play away, like, yeah, I'd rather you guys play here, but at least you're in the playoffs. And at least I can trust that you're going to perform away because you have during the season.
I mean, you still can't perform poorly, though. You're 4 points away from not making the playoffs. So you still have to win.
Yeah,
Loudon
you have
has
to
to
do
be a must win.
Yeah.
If you lose to Loudon, that's just, it cannot happen. It has to be a must win. And then for Saturday, playing Memphis, that's going to be a tougher match as well. Memphis is a competitive team in the playoff run as well. That you ideally want to win, but I could also see them drawing to Memphis. But again, Loudon has to be a must win this Wednesday.
It's a must. I agree. It's another.
Yeah, Loudon.
Yes.
Loudon is almost averaging about 2 goals a game conceded. It's a little bit less than that, but it's pretty darn close.
That is wild.
Loyal is averaging about 1.8 goals scored per game. So it's just going to be, can our defense hold against a team that, can score goals? Not a ton, 1 goal per game scored. So I think on paper, this looks like it should be like, if you play this game 10 times, the average is probably going to be at least 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do think this one's got to be, if anything less than a win, it's disappointing. With Memphis, I think there is a little bit of that. There is a chance at a draw, but, I would like to see, a 2-0, 3-0 against Loudon and then like a 2-1 win against Memphis.
Yeah, from what I'm seeing
to
here,
kind of close out this week.
from what I see for Memphis is 39 goals in favor, but 37 against. So they score a lot of goals, but they also get scored on a lot. So that one should be a little more up to par. It should be a more entertaining game. Loudon should be, like you said, Alan, a 3-0 win. It should be a clean sheet, unless there's like a defensive mistake, which we know happens a lot when it comes to San Diego Loyal. But
Get out there. Like,
be out there.
Enjoy it.
I
Enjoy
get
the
it.
vibes.
The Padres played against the Dodgers this weekend. Wave played that Saturday as well.
I get it.
It felt like attendance was very poor for this Pride night.
I get it.
I'm not expecting a lot for Wednesday, but next Saturday, go out there as well. Be there. Wave don't have a game. I don't know if the Padres play at home on Saturday.
Wednesday. Yeah, go to Wednesdays.
But
Alan, go to
get out
Wednesdays.
there. Alan, you gonna be there on Wednesday? No, right? You told me no.
I'll be in Costa Mesa.
Yeah. Alan, Tony, you're gonna be there on Wednesday?
There was a Henry's in Costa Mesa, but all Henry's in the were changed their name into Sprouts. Costa Mesa has one of the coolest restaurants because they used to call in, and they used to call in their order daily for fish. And it was this guy that took such joy. Hello, my name is Miguel, and I'm going to put my order in for and I'll say Pio. It used to be in Coronado too. And I want 25 pounds of clam. I would love some delicious skin off PBO pin bones out. Salmon, 2 sides, please. I'll take care of it myself, honey. And just took his time to put his voicemail in order. I don't know why that just popped into my head, but that was my life at one point, Alan. It just as a
Wow.
sales
Fish
wholesale
that's
health,
beautiful.
yeah, wholesale fish manager. I can tell you the average price of the fish market right now and what to get. I could tell you what restaurants to go to and not to go to for fish, and even what like fish taco trucks, because there's taco trucks that they'll buy the quality stuff. I will tell you, and I will bury this place to the ground right now, because I used to sell them number 3. So there's quality fish number 1, quality fish number 1 that's frozen in inventory, and then there's quality fish 2, and then 3 fresh or frozen. The little pier at Seaport Village, San Diego Pier, they do miracles with the fish that they actually buy to make it taste how it tastes. So at your own risk, support local business, San Diego Pier. Find out if you get some good fish or not, or if you can taste the mask.
Wow.
Tourists, 2 balls and a mic. I mean, put some advertising on it.
Fish
San Diego
expert
Tourism.
Tony Sanchez.
San Diego Tourism.
That should be on your business
You
card.
like fish, Alan?
expert.
Yes, I had some lovely salmon on my salad tonight for dinner. So
Nice.
we had we went and we had omakase at one of the I think it was Sushi Todokoro, I think, one of the Michelin star ones, and it was like one of the best dinners I've ever had in my entire life.
Send me that, because I have a bachelor party to organize, and that seems like something I need to do for that.
All right.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Anything
you wanna
else,
add, Alan?
lads? San Diego Loyal related. We will have 2 Pride hats to give away soon. You forgot them at home, but we will be giving those away. So San Diego Loyal Pride hats. Check it out.
Not signed by Ricardo.
Not signed by Ricardo.
Oh man, I'll tell you about it.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I should be back out there Saturday.
Me
so
too.
Hopefully everything goes well Wednesday, and then we can celebrate a 6-point week on Saturday when I come back.
100%.
All right.
San Diego Loyal, Alan, forever.
Thank you for joining us, Alan.
Love you guys.
See you Saturday.
You too.
Yeah, me
What do you got?
pasé de vergas.
You asked him for something?
I had the Pride hats. And I was like, at the end of the game, Ricardo, can I get your autographs? Oh yeah, psych.
No wonder Abraham thinks we're such a child. Such children.
Abraham was not there.
Shout out Abraham Cepeda, great writer here out of San Diego. Shout out to him.
San Diego Wave.
San Diego Wave. Back to San Diego Wave. So really quick, touching on everything locally. They're
We'll
not
touch on
doing
it
well.
quick just because it was a Challenge Cup game and they were already eliminated. So therefore, making it the most meaningless game San Diego Wave was going to play this season against Angel City. They're cross-town rivals. Jaden Shaw gets a goal in the 11th minute. Well, I mean, if you want to go over the lineup first, you have Giannis on goal, who should not be there anymore, but that shouldn't be happening anymore with
Kaylin
Sheridan
Sheridan.
coming back on goal after their knockout of the group stage in the Women's World Cup. Westphal, Dahlkemper
Coming back.
in the starting lineup.
You buried her career
I
last
did.
time. You
I
were like,
did.
she's done.
I
She's
did,
done.
and you know,
Retírate.
she's back.
Under-
She did come out as a sub,
Hey,
not as an injury.
Hey.
Not as an injury.
hey, she's good.
Kylie
Melanie Barcenas,
Real,
home.
So this is a back line that essentially
and
just
yeah,
looks more
Debut.
solid now.
Start.
It looks better.
yeah.
Dowdy Howard, Engie in the center mid positions. You have Barcenas getting a start, Jaden Shaw, Doniak's a very young starting front, and then Rachel Hill, veteran striker, up on top. Back to kind of like her more natural position. You get these mistakes in the NWSL from time to time, and in any league really, but you know, Jaden Shaw
tries to make her pay.
takes
and
it
she
away.
does. Jaden
It was a bad pass from the
How about
goalkeeper
that?
from the start there, and then Jaden Shaw just takes advantage of that mistake. She has been this crucial player for San Diego Wave this season. It looks like she was clicking with Alex Morgan a lot before she went to the World Cup, so maybe once she comes back, she's able to kind of like be that mentor towards Jaden Shaw. She just signed till 2026, so that's going to be huge for San Diego. She is one of their best players that they have. And everything's looking good for San Diego Wave for once.
Yeah. They really haven't had. Last time they were out, they looked very bad against Angel City. So again, a really good goal here by Jaden Shaw picking up on that mistake. But there's 90 minutes in a game. There's 90 minutes in the game, and like it's never safe with this San Diego Wave team as far as how they're gonna finish, who's gonna keep pressing, if they're gonna keep pressing and try to keep scoring. Like it's always a toss up. Eventually, it goes down into a 1-1 tie. And I mean,
Funny enough, Scarlett Camberos ends up scoring for Angel City. She came from Club America, San Diegan, born in San Diego.
follow your San Diego stories. There you
22
go,
years
Camberos.
old, reviving her career after
A
not the best
terrible
season
time
with
in
America.
Mexico. Yeah,
And then a bunch of crazy
yeah, it was on some
stuff that-
Dateline shit.
shouldn't be happening,
Yeah,
right? But unfortunately happened, and she just left Mexico and came over to the NWSL. Would have been cool for San Diego Waves to sign another San Diego native player, but she
Nah.
ended up going to LA. No porque venía del América.
yeah. Don't need that.
But then you have this presser for San Diego Wave. By the way, like just their next game is going to be a home game for San Diego Wave Saturday, as well at 7 p.m. Just same time as San Diego Loyal. I just saw that right now, actually. So it's gonna be a 1-1. Who goes where? Oh wait, no. This actually it's August 19th.
August 19th, next week. Yes, the week after.
Which Loyal play as well at 6:30 p.m. So
Excellent.
we're gonna have to figure that one out.
Excelente.
So they get a whole week off. But now we have the presser with Casey Stoney. We couldn't make it to this game, but we still have the sound bites.
Courtesy of Steph, not related to the team. Stats and edits.
You mentioned last week that you want to keep your money for your kids now. You can have your kids here for much
Abraham
longer.
Cepeda with the question.
Shout out Abraham.
And it does it feel different to coach with them here?
Yeah, definitely. Sorry. It's been a hard 22 months living without them. All I can say is I feel like I can breathe again now. And I think I'm more complete as a person. It's been, you don't ever want to spend 22 months away from your family, and it's 22 months of their lives I can't get back. But now it's about building a life here in San Diego with this club. And you know, we want to make this club the best it can possibly be and give these guys a really good future.
What I like about that is she said she's building a life here. Like, because I've been hearing rumblings of her not being too happy with the NWSL, not being too happy. There are rumors. The rumor mill starting. She came over from Arsenal, and like there's positions in the English, if the English national team position, Manchester. No, but she also started her career managerial. I mean, con el Arsenal, bro. I did a deep dive. It's fine. It's London superior than Manchester all the time. Chelsea, London's blue. But Casey Stoney comes with that experience, but it's good that she says that she wants to stay here and build something with her family on the long term, it seems, which is good for the club because it's good to have a world class manager, and it'd be interesting to see if the position does open for England, if she would reconsider what that would look like. But happy person, happy thoughts. Just more positive overall, and this can be a net positive for everybody at training. The players from the World Cup are coming back, regroup, come together.
They should be back, right? By
Casey
August
feels
19th?
a little bit, yeah.
They should be,
I'm
right?
saying she feels rejuvenated a little bit. That seems like that's the most emotional. Like,
Yeah, pretty much almost
you
all
made Casey Stoney cry, Abraham. Shout out Abraham Cepeda.
Wow.
Yeah. Coach tweets that you're formation to do that all. How happy does that make you as a coach, and also what was your thought?
Yeah, and I mean, if you take anything out of the Challenge Cup, take that clip out of it. It's fine. It's worthwhile. So, the season continues. There's no more Challenge Cup for Wave. You can just focus on the tournament, focus on the league, make playoffs, face whoever you're gonna face. Be prepared. Be ready.
I mean, right now you're still in the playoff spot. You're in sixth place.
Yeah.
You have 7 games left. So 21 possible points. Lots of games left. You're still only 5 points away from first place.
Yeah.
So you get on a good run, you could still eventually get into the first 2 spots.
Mm-hmm.
So lots of time, lots of games. But again, you have to change some things. I mean, you have your world-class goalkeeper back. You have your World Cup talents Naomi Girma and Alex Morgan back. It's time to get the ball rolling for San Diego Wave. It's time for them to finish strong. It's time for them to make a playoff run and get farther than the semifinals this time and just get to that championship round. How great would it be if San Diego Wave end up winning the NWSL?
A little consolation prize for Alex Morgan for not winning the World Cup. I feel that she would would really enjoy that.
Absolutely. But yeah, that's what we have for San Diego Wave. And now we're going to go ahead and move on to the Leagues Cup.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
The space bar got stuck.
No, it did not. Oh, no. You broke the space bar?
There's a space bar. No, thank you.
I'm not buying a new one.
But, I mean, if we have to, we have to, boy. I don't know what to tell you, boy.
Just don't hit the space bar.
I am not hitting the space bar. It's hitting itself. Like, that's the problem.
Oh, the
maldito
boy
genio.
fixed it.
Soy un maldito genio.
All right, the Messi Cup or the Leagues Cup, as we all know.
The MLS Messi soccer league.
Do you think this is like just rigged at all? Like, yes or no? No, got it.
You still have to win the games. It's one of those things where it's like wrestling. I know it's scripted. I know it's predetermined, but it doesn't take away from the fun of it. But I mean,
le están regalando una faltita fuera del área.
Yeah. It's sketchy, man. But
you know he's gonna cheap.
This
shot
is the
that.
level. This is the level of quality. Look, the way I play.
Like
FIFA
I still
career
think it's
mode
rigged for MLS team to be able to win it.
Is I put everything on easy. I don't want to play a challenging. If I do, I'll go play online. But if I want to play career mode and actually play those games with my lineup of Mbappe, Messi, and Haaland at Chelsea, then I'm gonna play and score a quintillion games. That's how Miguel Berry broke the record with Chelsea on my career mode with 46 goals. Matched with Lionel Messi's 46 goals. Matched with Haaland's 46 goals. I made sure that they matched.
Make sure that they match.
But that's what this is. It's Messi playing on easy mode, and the quality of this set of players. You have Jordi Alba now. You have Busquets. You have Messi. What your eyes open?
At Houston Dynamo lost in the round of 16 against Charlotte with a goal in the 80th minute and an own goal in the 81st minute.
So many own goals.
There's a lot of own goals, and a lot of them are these MLS teams doing it.
Local talent, Paul Arriola, captain for his team.
But we had the round of 32 during the week. Obviously, so many teams in this one, right? But you had Dallas advance. Dynamo beats Pachuca in penalties. Inter Miami scores. Messi becoming tied at fourth for all-time scoring for Inter Miami in just 4 games.
That's ridiculous.
Insane. LAFC destroys Juarez 7-1. Carlos Vela just putting on a show. I mean, you have America beating Chicago despite getting a red card. Cincinnati, who are one of the favorite teams to win the MLS Cup, out in penalties against Nashville. You have Toluca beating Sporting. So you have teams playing great and advancing. You had Tigres going to penalties against Vancouver. And for those of you who don't follow Liga MX or know Tigres very well, their goalkeeper, Nahuel Guzman, is an absolute gem of a goalkeeper. You either hate him or you love him. There's no in between. This man is a clown. He puts on a show. Literal clown. Look at this. Serpentine.
The magic trick where everything just keeps coming out of your mouth and it just won't stop.
Did you see in the line he was doing the mime?
Yes.
Look at him.
El portero Nahuel Guzmán realizó.
El portero Nahuel
Like,
Guzman.
this guy is such a character, and we're used to him in the Liga MX. It's just hilarious that the MLS world got to see him in action. Tigres advanced in penalties 5-3, and we're on to the round 16, which is where Messi again just does Messi magic.
Which, by the way, I completely condone that behavior.
But with the new rule,
yeah, with the new rule, that shouldn't happen. But
that's amazing.
Tell me,
how did he do that?
Tell me,
how?
Tell me where in the rule book, in the new rule book with Debo, whatever, does it say
I can't perform a magic trick?
You cannot perform a magic trick.
Oh man. Excuse me. That was just hilarious. Like, where did he have the time to do that?
I don't know. Like it's to prevent this. Like it's to not give him the advantage. I hate the rule, but nowhere does it say
Yeah. You can't
perform a magic trick.
And which
So
is actually
until
what
the
he did.
day, just toe the line. Go for it. It's not part of the rule book.
Round of 16 started. FC Dallas against Inter Miami.
Which is the only game that really matters at this point because everybody's the one paying attention to this one.
Yeah.
So local guy, Paul Arriola, making his stand against Lionel Messi. Like
Let's
what
just shout out real quick Alan Velasco, 21-year-old Argentinian talent. This is a player that I usually pick up in my career mode because he's a young star and he goes up to like 89 overall. This dude is skillful. He was running circles against Inter Miami players, ends up scoring a banger of a goal as well. Hopefully Messi just kind of like dapped him up a little bit. You know, it's also Argentino. But Messi ends up scoring in the 6th minute, I believe.
Hey, it was.
This game?
He, first of all, he can't stop scoring.
That's a classic Messi goal.
Yeah.
If you saw this game, that's a diagonal matona over to the half circle. He just drills it in. He's done that against Real Madrid in the last couple minutes.
If you've ever played soccer at a park, and there's that one kid that is like the best player out of everybody, like they just do these things. They get away with it. Like the ball just sticks to their foot. You don't understand it. It's a great goal. Messi doing what Messi does, and he's done it. Why wouldn't he be able to do it here, right? Like, why wouldn't he be able to
like
do
you said,
that?
it's easy mode. There was a controversy whether that should have been offsides. Not. I don't think that should be offsides. I don't think he got in the way of that.
But back and forth match, like Messi assisting, getting involved in every single one of the 4 goals. An incredible, unfortunate own goal where
autogolazo.
I guess he can say that he scored a goal assisted by Messi.
Yeah. Jordi Alba also assisting 2 of the goals for Inter Miami. So just showing the quality of what players from Europe can bring to
Really
MLS.
good players.
Like what really good players can do. So eventually at this time, everyone's like just reacting on Twitter. Whoa, hey, is this maybe not rigged? That guy that scored that goal gained over 23,000 followers
That's fine.
from this game to the next day.
Unfortunate own goal here.
This header too. It looked like he just. It just looked like he meant to score it on his own team. Like, give Messi the hat trick. Why not? What are you doing?
Oh man, like it's dangerous because like you can see where the ball just drops, and he thinks his teammate's gonna head it first. He's already in that mode. There's nothing to stop him. It's just so unfortunate.
And then you have this gem of a free kick for Messi, who is just is routine. It comes naturally. He knows he's gonna score this. Score this in the 85th minute. Push it to penalties. They end up advancing 5-3. I'm just mad at everyone giving freaking props to Tata Martino for this.
He had nothing to do with this.
Like, no, it's all Messi. Like, you can't tell me Tata Martino convinced Messi to join Inter Miami.
No.
Like, no. Tata Martino has nothing to do with this. If Inter Miami don't win the MLS Cup or
The Leagues
win
Cup.
the Leagues Cup or anything this season with Tata Martino, he's a failure of a coach.
Fire him.
Other news in the round of 16, Querétaro beat New England in the round of 16, who will now face, depending, Inter Miami will face Charlotte. So now Querétaro has a chance at facing Inter Miami in semifinals if they advance. So our fate is in Querétaro.
Resign Ronaldinho.
Querétaro.
All right. That is Leagues Cup.
By the way, if you don't know, Querétaro is in currently. Which place are they in? Let me double check real quick. Oh yeah. Actually, they're not doing too bad. They're in 13th out of 18.
Oh my God, not too bad.
Yeah, they have one win and one loss.
When everybody makes it to the playoffs, I mean, I guess you're never doing too bad.
Not
in that league.
anymore. Only the top 10 make it now.
Oh, only half the league.
Yeah.
Literally half the league. All right. Well, I think that's enough of you today.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Two Balls and a Mic.
Season's greetings. Check everything out at Two Balls and a Mic. 2BALLSANDMIC. Check out sandiego.futbol. Say hi at a game. Everybody's been so nice. Forever.
See you guys. Have a good one.